Here we go. Very good. All right, you guys. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're talking really loud today because we are kicking it from Sally's cell phone. So sorry we're running a little bit late, but I'm so glad to have Wendi Stott with me this morning, and I know you guys are excited because she is doing a lot of cool things and doing some coaching around social media.
Yes.
But because most people know you, okay, in the office, but there may be some out there that they see you, but they don't know about you. Now tell me how long you've been in business.
Okay, so I started business in 2003. So
Okay.
We're in 2023, 24, 25, 2003. So this is my 22nd year.
Wow, you've seen a lot happen in the market.
I have seen a lot, yes.
And here you are.
Yes.
You're on our Agent Leadership Council, ALC. You've done that numerous years as a leader in the office.
I want to say this is my 4th or 5th year doing that, and I really enjoy that. I love all of the camaraderie and seeing how we can step up and help our agents, so that's really important to me.
And so we see Dolly, your sweet little dachshund in the office. You also partner up on a lot of transactions with Rachel Bruner.
That's correct, I do. So Rachel and I kind of have a business where we are not what you consider a team. Mm-hmm. We're individual agents, but we share branding. And so it works a little bit different than what a team would work. Rachel has her own sphere, I have my own sphere. We do some things together like our client events, we do our giveaways. A lot of our branding, our assistant, fantastic Francesca.
Everyone loves Francesca, yes.
So, yes, we love Francesca too, and we're so blessed to have her. But that's kind of how we work. And so we're on different levels. We're in different stages of life. Mm-hmm. Rachel still has little ones at home. All of my kids are grown, so the way we work together, like Rachel's fixing to go on a fantastic trip, and I'm so excited for her.
Okay.
So Nick has spring break. Spring break doesn't mean a lot to me at this point, like it did, back when my kids were in school, and they're going to Portugal.
Oh wow, I've heard that is beautiful.
So she's going to be out of commission. Mm-hmm. She put Rachel's vacation on my calendar. Yeah. So that way I know that I can step up and help her when she's gone, and so we kind of work that way. If I need her help, she'll help me.
I love that. Yeah. And I know that you're about to go visit some Highland cows very soon.
Yes, we're doing that this Friday with a friend of mine that was actually not my client, but he is a real estate agent that relocated here from California. Okay. But he ended up buying one of my listings, and we've just become really good friends. Like, we stayed in touch. Mm-hmm. We talk, how's business for you, helping him kind of ramp up because he didn't know anyone here. And so Matthew is kind enough to let us come to his house that I sold to him, and he has since gotten Highland cows and donkeys.
Okay, that'll be fun.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to see if we can, work with Matthew and do one of our client events. Yeah. Talking about doing some spring photos for our clients rather than just fall photos.
Oh, a little shake it up. But you guys do a great job with that. I saw Jay Hudson sitting out here in the living room before I came in here, and he mentioned he had a client event over the weekend that was really, really great. He had a lot of people turn out. Now, we didn't have a lot of time to talk about what the client event was around, where it was, but he was very pleased with it, and I think that's a really great use of marketing money and time for sure.
Well, and that's one thing through this coaching. You mentioned that I was in some coaching with Rachel Adams-Lee, who's one of our Keller Williams, Northern California, like top people. Like, she's been on stage with Gary Keller, right?
Nice, yeah.
And so I'm always looking for ways to learn. I don't care if I've been in this business 2 years, 22 years, you can still learn something, right? And who not better to learn from than your top agents, right? So I started following Rachel, and that'll kind of lead into a lot of, how did I get to follow Rachel? What did Rachel do to make me want to follow her, right? So she, and I've had to listen over and over again because she is like a book, just throwing everything out at you. But anyway, through all of this, you've got to have your 4 legs for your business. And that was one of the things that she talked about. And, you know, with me, one of my big legs is our sphere, our database. You know, and with that, a second leg that leads into our client events, our giveaways, our reverse bold 100s. We actually just decided, well, we did this last year, but I think we skipped a year because March Madness is coming up.
Yes, I see some advertising for that.
Yes, and so we follow the bracket. I couldn't believe Tennessee got beat by Ole Miss, but it's okay. They're still in there. They're still dribbling down the court, right? They didn't give up. But we're doing a 55-inch TV giveaway for March Madness.
Nice.
So that's going to be fun. And so we'll do that through shares and likes and the social media and getting people involved and capturing their information when they sign up with the Google form. And then, of course, then we can put them in our database. We can love on them. We can put them in command and start working that way. So
what I like about that is that you guys, you have been doing social media before you started coaching with Rachel Adams Lee.
Yes.
And what I saw you guys doing is a lot of like the kayak giveaways, some things that you were really working to get people to do the likes. And you have different events that reach different audiences of your database. Like,
yes.
You know that some things, like somebody coming and getting their nails done is not going to reach everyone, but yet you're making smaller communities of things to touch people to get them engaged with you.
Yes, and so that's some of the other events that we focus on, and we try really, well, we don't try, we do 4 events a year, so 1 a quarter, but we're actually kind of ramping that up a little bit because our clients just really love a lot of the things we do. So like Sally mentioned, with our nail event, that's something that we do that just captures a very small portion.
Yeah.
However, our nail salons are actually clients of ours.
Nice.
So we're giving back to their small business
like
by camaraderie, you know, with our clients and their clients. And actually, I just went and got my nails done last week, and I was talking to Ken and Julie, who are clients of mine. They bought a house over in Ramsgate from me. And they have actually gained 3 or 4 new clients that now go to their salon from that event.
Now, so it was a value trade.
It was a value trade.
Well,
so
I love that you incorporate social media and all those things. I see you doing it, so you post it. And what do you, like, I know you let me, and I'm going to wake up my little Remarkable tablet here with my notes on it. You continuously, tell me how you decided to follow Rachel. And what are some things that you've been working social media, but some ahas for you through going through coaching with Rachel?
Okay, so like I said, I've had to not only watch this once, but go back through and really dig deeper into what she's teaching us. And some of the things, like you've got 2024 and 2025, right? So one of the ahas, Sally, that I picked up, and I actually screenshotted this while I was going through it, are the way the algorithm and what you're posting is different in 2024 of what people want versus 2025.
Okay.
So what do we mean by algorithm? Like what is social media picking up that they, you know, they're feeding from you to get more activity? Okay. So this was a big aha. So in 2024, we all know that you do like hashtag Keller Williams Realty. And if somebody's searching, they search hashtag, you know, real estate in Chattanooga or whatever, right? So hashtags are one of those things that was really big in 2024, but in 2025, it's SEO keywords.
Okay.
So
that's a blast from the past of what we always talked about over and over, right?
Right. So SEO keywords are the way people are finding you on social media. Okay, 2024 with Instagram, and we've got Facebook and we've got Instagram. So Facebook, she's saying you really need to have your personal page, and that's where you're going to get your referrals. You're not going to get your referrals from your business page. You need a business page, and that's where you're going to put all your open houses, you know, all of your things that you do real estate, right? I just sold, just listed, great property, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But in your personal page, that's where you're going to grab your audience. That's where you're going to build your relationships. That's where they see you as Sally.
Yeah.
Right?
They decided they like me.
That's right. This is Sally,
Mm-hmm.
not made up. This is Sally out, riding in her BMW convertible with Kate and living life.
Yeah.
Right? So you can do a reel on Instagram. You do videos on Facebook. But what they're saying on Instagram now is not just to do a reel, but do a reel plus a carousel. What does that mean?
Okay. Well, I heard the carousel idea was that there are more things for, it's like a swipe left.
Right.
Right?
So if I was to go out and do a reel, okay, I want to capture somebody. I want people to see, okay, what's the top 5 best coffee shops in Chattanooga?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's something people really like, right? They want to see what our city has and what's the 5. So I'm not only going to do one coffee shop, but I'm going to do where they can swipe and see
all of them?
the 5.
Oh, yeah.
So the more people engage and they're swiping, the longer you're capturing them.
Yeah. So it's time on your page or your
That's correct. And
your
so
content.
Instagram will feel that.
Yeah.
They're seeing that you're getting more time and it's going to boost you up.
Well, and I've noticed that you used to get, like, we were really scrambling to make sure we were on a word diet to give our information in less than 90 seconds.
Right.
Now you get like 3 minutes.
You get 3 minutes. And so that leads into, in 2024, it was all about getting likes and comments.
Yeah.
But in 2025, you want them sharing and saving.
So you really have to dig into some value there, don't you?
You do.
For them to want to keep that or to share it with someone.
Right. So what kind of you want to give value to your business, right? You
Yeah.
want to give value to your clients. You want to give value of how you can help people. Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So you want them to say, oh my gosh, Wendy posted this or had this fantastic reel. I need to share this with Joe, or I need to share this with so-and-so. So that's the difference. They can like and comment all they want, but the shares and the saves are what you're really looking for. Okay, so in 2024, it was all about captions and fluff. In 2025, it's story-driven captions.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Okay, well, I just saw one, and I spent time on another agent. It's not even an agent in this office. And it was a fantastic story about his client and how he helped them. It wasn't just, Joe just sold, look at this fantastic house.
Yeah.
That's great, yay for mom on that, go Joe. But the story of what Joe did, and through that, not only did he help them keep from going into foreclosure,
Wow.
but there was a lot of medical issues this family had suffered. They had bought another home, and he had to get this one sold before they lost it. And then not only was the mother-in-law having health issues, then the husband became ill. And so how he really worked to help that family, he told the story. So I stayed on what Joe did. Great, he just sold a house, but look how he helped that family. So he gained time from me reading his story. And that's what 2025 wants. They want a storyteller.
That you spent time on it, you were engaged, you didn't just click and go.
Right.
And then, what if, I think about the stair steps of relationships that we talked about at team meeting, salesperson versus nice person, right? And then someone reading that story that maybe wasn't a real estate agent, that knew someone in that same situation needed help, that agent just became somebody that can help people. And that's where the share comes in.
That's where the share comes in.
Yeah.
And so that was a big thing because we all like the likes and comments. You post something on your story and you can see, 40 people liked it. Okay.
And we're still going to, because we've been set up and conditioned to look for that. But we've got to recondition our mind to look at how long on the video. Is that in some of those analytics on there? Can you see those pieces?
You can.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. You can go in and see how many of your stories had time, how many had engagement,
and how many had shares.
Right. So you can keep up with that so that you can see you're making progress.
Well, and I think that this is one of those things that you have to just get out there and start doing it. It's not going to happen overnight. That you will have to think through some content, right, to bring that value. And it's okay. That's going to be that's going to be the learning part of it as we go forward.
It is, and that's one thing. It was so funny that Rachel said, somebody commented while I was in coaching with her, they said, well, what if I don't like my voice? You know what? Get over it. That's you, and that's what people want to see. And she even said, you know, sometimes you see Rachel homeless. You know, she's got 4 kids trying to juggle.
Yeah.
She doesn't always wash her hair and have makeup on, but she did a story out there. Just came out of the gym from working out, went ahead, they called it a talking head. It's like this, it's a talking head, and those are one of the things that they're capturing. She had 85 shares.
Oh,
Do you think she was all made up to be prim and proper, you know, even though she is a top 100 agent? No, it didn't matter. She still had 85 shares because it was all about her story and her content. They didn't care that Rachel didn't have lipstick on or what Rachel's voice sounded like. It was the story and what she was giving them.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, she's a real person. She's just like me, right? It's kind of like the People magazine where you see the stars and like, stars are just like us. And they're coming out of the grocery store. Oh, goodness, they buy groceries too.
Yes.
Like, I know that's a silly analogy, but it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same
It
thing.
is.
Yeah.
It is. So, okay, story-driven captions. So, in 2024, it was follower count, but in 2025, it's loyal community.
Okay.
So, you can have 5,000 people following you, but if they're not engaging and they're not, you know, sharing or they're not your community. They're just following you. You can follow anybody, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're always seeing their content. It doesn't mean that they're engaging with you. I could have 500 friends, but then I've got 3 that I really engage with. Does that make sense? Okay, in 2024, it was posting 3 times a day. Oh my goodness, we've got to consume all of our time. We've got to get on social media. We've got to post, we got to post, we got to post, we got to post, right? But in 2025, it's talking about posting quality things over quantity. So you could do one post that is really valuable and captures more people than if you did 5 posts that mean nothing, just to get your face out there.
And that is totally a mindset shift, right? Because, I mean, when you said 3 times a day, I'm over here thinking I'm winning when I'm doing 1 a day, right? And the other part of this is it's so, like, we know that most buyers and sellers are looking for video. They're out there on video. They're on all these platforms. And if we're not on it, we're missing the boat. We've got to get better at it. It's just... It happens.
We do, because we have to, you know, just like I almost wore my t-shirt with the Buffalo Charge the Storm, right? I almost wore that, but I didn't. Because we have to shift with the market. That's why we have the whole shift book, right? And we have to change with the times or you're going to get left behind. And right now, you've got to really be focused on getting out there and getting present with people. You've got to either be face-to-face, You've got to, you know, be on phone conversations, all the things. And I mean, I could go on for an hour with some of the things that I've learned. Okay, 2024, it was tips and tricks. 2025, it's value and storytelling, which we've kind of talked about. 2024, it was be, roll, reel. And like I said before, 2025, it's the talking head.
Okay, so reels with B-roll. So in other words, a lot of the things that like I see everyone do, we're gonna roll into the screen and then water's gonna fly in and we're gonna like all the crazy things that capture your attention in 5 seconds that are just insane, right? Those are the B-roll 30-second grab and goes, right? But what I hear you say is that's really not where it's at in 2025.
No, it's the talking head reel.
Okay, so tell us again about what the talking head reel means. What does that mean?
So you are actually face to face, you are the head on the screen, and you're talking about your story, whatever that is. You know, this fantastic experience that you had at the spa, you know, and how, you know, they captured all the things that you loved, you know, whatever it is. Or this fantastic home that you've listed. Not only is it just a house, but it's got, you know, you're talking to people. You're the talking head to want them, you know, to get more information about what you're talking about.
So I just left the coffee shop. I'm outside. I pull up my phone. I just hit go. I hit the button, and I'm like, y'all, I just left this coffee shop. I had the most fantastic latte, and not only that, I had the best service. You know, and then it's just that.
It's just that.
Yeah.
That's all. And, you know, give kudos to that coffee shop.
Yeah.
I did this. I didn't do the talking head.
Mm-hmm.
But Rachel and I went to the Ottawa Farmers Market. And I wanted to spotlight all these vendors that come to Ottawa Nursery right there, and they set up their booths behind. So we had local, and I didn't even know we had a local mushroom farm.
I didn't either.
And so I went around to the different booths. I did buy a couple of things, but I was really there just to meet and greet people and kind of see what their business was about. So I let them be the talking head, and I interviewed them.
I like that, yeah.
You haven't seen that yet because I haven't given all the content to Francesca to get it out there.
But I bet that gets a lot of shares too, because they're definitely going to share it.
They're definitely
Yeah.
going to share it.
Right.
Like the lady, I did a interview with one of the girls that does homemade dog treats, and of course I had Dolly with me. Right, she got some fresh homemade dog treats, and they had dog treats for you know your pet that maybe has that stinky breath. Right,
Mm-hmm.
so that is with parsley and oh gosh, I can't remember what else was in the treat, but they've got the pumpkin treats, and so I let her tell her story.
Yeah.
To help her build her business. And so that was one of the things that I experimented with to see, you know, how that turns out.
But I bet you approached going to, you had intention, like it was fun to go to the farmer's market in Ottawa,
Right.
but you had purpose in going, and you already had in your mind set up your stories.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So, you know, one of the things that Rachel and I did too, and now we're being more intentional, like it's on our calendar.
Mm-hmm.
We meet every Friday at 10 o'clock with Francesca. That's our little team meeting. But instead of just sitting in the office and meeting, we are going to be feet on the ground, and we're going out at that 2-hour time, and we're getting content.
Yeah.
So you've got to put it on your calendar to
Right.
make it happen. And then at that point, you know, you get all as much content as you can,
Mm-hmm.
and then you time it, and then you post it. So you're not just spending your whole day doing it. You know, we're setting aside 2 hours. And we did that, like we went and did like a reel of East Ridge. What is East Ridge? Why would you want to buy in 37412?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to, what does Ottawa have to offer? So we would drive around, you know, Ottawa's got this. You know, why would you want to buy in 37363? And one of the things I learned as far as our top zip codes is kind of crazy. So the number one zip code, believe it or not, is Cleveland.
Interesting.
As far as people wanting to come, you know, to this area.
Like overall, or for you guys?
Overall.
Okay.
So the 5 top zip codes are Cleveland, Ottawa, East Brainerd, Hickson, and Saudi.
So you were focusing on those.
So,
Yeah.
you know, what does that have to offer? Because
Yeah.
we all know that, you know, Ottawa has something completely different to offer than Hickson.
Mm-hmm.
And East Ridge has something completely different to offer than McDonald or Appleton. So
Yeah.
that was one of the things that we started doing too.
That was great. I mean, that's smart planning for you guys when you're filming the content that's
Right.
going to get the time on the video. They're going to spend time on it because they need to know that information and possibly a share for somebody else.
Right, right.
For sure.
So those are a lot of things. I mean, I could, like I told Sally, I could go on and on. One of the things I did want to share, Sally, as far as, you know, if somebody wants to know what she said. So take 25 names, and this is, okay, like I looked up my Facebook. I have 3,100 and some odd friends, right?
Okay.
So do you think all 3,125 people are engaging with me?
No.
No, they're not.
Mm-mm.
Yes, will I be your friend? Yes, I'll be your friend.
Yeah.
So if I go and look through my friends list and I see Mary Smith is my friend, but I'm not seeing Mary Smith's content. So Mary Smith's not seeing my content, right?
Right.
So I'm going to go through and I'm going to see what's going on in Mary's world. And I see that Mary is, like Rachel kind of pointed this out, she used me as an example. Wendi really likes to work out. So if I see that Mary really likes to work out, and I see, oh my gosh, Mary just ran a marathon.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to like it. I'm going to comment and say, oh my goodness, Mary, I saw you just ran this marathon. You know, that is so awesome. You know, how did you do? How did you train? So I'm going to engage with Mary. In turn, Mary feels like, oh, Wendy's watching me. This is really cool. Wendy's my friend.
Right.
She's going to engage back. And then you start having those conversations with people. And then all of a sudden, Mary's going to start popping up on your feed. And so she's not only going to, you're not only going to see her, but she's going to see what Wendy's doing as well.
Yeah,
and
it
so
wakes it up.
It wakes it all
Right.
up. And so then you become more intense with Mary. And Mary then, you know, let's say Mary is an accountant. Well, guess what? I may need an accountant or somebody that I'm encountered with during the day. And you're like, gosh, I really wish I had a good accountant. I'm going to say, guess who I know? Mary is an accountant. I'm going to share with Mary to them. And then all of a sudden you start getting referrals business to business.
Yeah.
And that's how she's doing it, is she's getting a lot of referrals from business to business, engaging, kind of like my BNI group, right?
Exactly.
It's a social BNI. So those are the things.
So you picked 25.
I picked 25 people
Okay.
that I'm not seeing their content.
Okay.
Out of 3,100 and some odd people that are friends with me, what better way to network and lead generate is find those people that aren't seeing you.
Right.
And, you know, you may not make a phone call to them, but you're engaging in their life. They're important to you. So therefore, you become important to them.
No, it makes sense.
It's
and
not
it's a
rocket
strategy.
science. Yeah.
It's a strategy to go back and make sure that even if you could be doing all the things right, and there are people that aren't seeing it.
Right.
So you've got to actually work on that too. It definitely takes some thought process and actually systems behind it, and of course calendaring.
Yes.
Putting it in your calendar.
You do have to put it in your calendar.
Yes. Now we know that about everything, and that's what I love about having these conversations. As you guys can see, no matter where you are in the business, what you're doing, everyone has the same basics that they have to focus on.
That's
we
right.
all are in it together. Well, I loved it. There was so much. I appreciated that I was able to sit and listen. One day I was in your office and you were on that and hear a little bit of that. And it's really great, and it just keeps you focused. That's what coaches do.
That's right.
Keeps you focused on the thing and with accountability that you should be doing and getting started. Now, before we go, I know because you love working out and you're so fit, you've got something that you're doing right now, and I see your videos, and tell us what that is.
Okay, so this is crazy. So my trainer introduced this push-up challenge. Okay. So I watched the video of what's the benefit in this. Okay, anybody can just do push-ups, but what's the benefit? Why am I going to do this and torture myself, right? So it's 100 push-ups a day for 90 days. Okay.
Don't shut off now. Listen to the whole thing. Okay.
So you do 100 push-ups a day for 90 days, and you have to do the push-ups within at least a 10-minute period. So the first 30 days, it's just like a warm-up. Okay. The first 30 days, you're doing these push-ups every single day, 100 of them, and you're like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's a warm-up. I'm only on day 6, so I'm still just barely warm. I'm not even lukewarm yet. So anyway, and then once you get to like by day 60, not only are you getting stronger, you're able to do more. Like I do sets of 25. I'll do 25, then I'll do 25, then I'll do 25.
Right.
And like yesterday, I think I did my 25 in 4 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, taking a break, and then of course dodging Dolly.
Yeah, that's funny too.
So she thinks mommy's in the floor. It's playtime. But then you build stronger. You can do more, and the whole goal by day 90, the end result is you're getting your metabolism to where it's burning and running 24 hours a day.
Yeah, and it was your core. Like I watched the video.
It helps your bone density.
Right.
It helps your strength. It helps your posture. It helps your core. I mean, it does so much. Who would have thought?
Now, I will tell you, Wendi can do these full-on, like, model of the best planked style, original military.
I'm told my honey
thing.
is in the air too much.
Okay, so what I love is that she's several people in the office are doing this, and she was like, come on, just do something, just get started. So I'm doing wall push-ups, okay, because I have to build up, and I started today with some chair push-ups, and there's a big difference.
Those
right?
are more like dips.
And my goal is to be in the floor and maybe do what's the knee on the floor but not the toe. Anyway, I'm in for the daily just to even get better because you got to start.
You got to start. That's right.
So if you're like me, just start and do it every day, and you're going to be surprised at where you go.
Well, you know, I was really surprised, and I'll keep this really short. So, story, I follow KW Fit, and, you know, Realtor Working Moms. So, social media, I follow these groups, right? I have Edgar that's doing the push-up challenge with me in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
I have Samantha, who, I forget which state she's from, but I did the challenge on KW Fit, and I've got agents from other states that are engaging, that we're holding each other accountable.
I love that. I didn't even know KW Fit had a group. So if you're interested, KW Fit community.
Sean Fagan is in KW Fit too. Okay.
Yeah.
But I talk to these people, and I mean, on KW Fit, we're getting healthy recipes. Some people are like the one guy I was talking to that is training for this marathon, and he's talking about all the stuff that he's having to do to train for. I could never do a marathon, y'all. I'll do a push-up. I can't do a marathon. I just can't, because I don't have the knees for it. But I love that people can do that, and I cheer them on.
Right.
But I'm building relationships through KW Fit by something that I'm passionate about. Yeah, for referrals.
I love it.
And so,
well, you're
push-ups
so cool
led to referrals.
to hang out with and talk to, and you're just always open to helping people. And so I appreciate you giving out content that you are paying, she's paying the new coaching, and she's so willing to share with you guys so you can get better.
I will, and I will say this, guys. If you all, I have the video, because I got a free video after listening. If you all want some of this content to really dig deeper, just email me, text me, or whatever. I am so happy to share this video. I've got it in email, because there's so much more that I didn't even.
There's tons, you guys, and we are the top company in town, and we want to build top agents with, being able to get out there and find buyers and sellers and keep that going. So
happy to help.
Happy March the 10th. And we know that you're going to have a great week. Thank you, Wendi. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.